y'all doing? Thank you. Just want to first and foremost say thank you to the Ford family, to Brad, to Dan. My heart's still racing right now, but to just everyone involved with the process and with the, with the signing of myself. And just want to say thank you. Glad to be here. To Lions fans and family and people that's connected with the organization. Just want to say thank you to you all. So, any questions or anything, just ask away. Cause it's like, it's like like when you envision something, and you envision a long time ago, and you just go about it day by day, brick by brick. You just put the work in, and when it comes to fruition, you're like, wow, you're really like shocked and you're amazed. But it's really just a testament that, dreams fulfilled is like a tree of life. It gives people life. It gives me life. It gives my family life, everyone around. And I think that's what is the most impactful thing. Is this sign isn't just about me. It's about people connected to me who always been, cheering me on, and going to continue to cheer me on, throughout my journey. So it's big.
When you were here last year, like you are now, did you anticipate that this might be a long time thing here? How things have worked out for you?
I did. I ain't gonna swear and say I didn't. I ain't gonna say I'm shocked or like I couldn't believe it, but yes, I did. Um, from the moment I stepped here and I signed here, and when people in the media were asking me, a year ago, like, why'd you sign here? Like, what's the point? Like, all that kind of stuff. And I was saying it's a culture. It's when I walk through the building, it's the way the coaches, greet you. The coaches that are involved in regards to coaching. Just the city itself. All of them little small factors. It all equated to me knowing that I wanted to be here and stay here for a long time. And so, yeah.
And on the field, what worked for you here and what it did?
Really just the scheme, the coaches setting me up in the right position, not just me, but everyone involved on defense, the guys that I play with, really the teammates that I have involved. Obviously, every year things change, people change, coaches change, but at the end of the day, the core of this organization is what really helped me be successful on the field.
You mentioned signing here last year. We all understood your story at that point. You hadn't maybe delivered the way you wanted to early in your career. You signed a prove-it deal. How different was the free agency process, if at all, this year? Were there other offers, and was it always your priority to kind of be back here and stick with some continuity?
Yeah, without a doubt. Just going into the offseason is a lot more peaceful this offseason, if that makes sense. Last offseason, going into the offseason, I was kind of more nervous and kind of like, where am I going to be, what am I going to do, all that kind of stuff. But this year is a lot more peaceful. And I think that's just a testament when you put in a lot of work, like I was saying. You have, they have the reason you have the assurance that, the work has been done and it's been put in. You gave everything you got every single game in, game out. And going into the offseason this year, I was a little more rest assured, if that makes sense. And, there were other, options, so to speak, obviously. But me and my agent, we made this a priority, without a doubt, to be here back in this organization, building in the uniform here with the Lions.
I know you said that the scheme was really big for Fit, but Shep in particular, it seemed like he really found the right way to push your buttons and motivate you. So how important was he to maybe unlocking some of that as well?
Yeah, no, he's a great coach. A lot of other people might look at him and say he's young, but he's full of wisdom, full of knowledge of the game and things pertaining to the game itself and also off the field. And he's just a great human being in general, great family man, and a great leader. Somebody I look up to, honestly, as a brother and as a peer and also as a coach, things like that. But yeah, no, he's an incredible coach, and he's definitely pushed me and pushed my buttons to make sure I excel, and I know I'm not getting anything less. If anything, I know he's gonna be on me even more in these coming years. So I'm excited for the challenge, and he know I'm gonna rise up to him. So.
When you get that taste of success that you have now, that's the most success you've had in this league, does that make you just want more and believe that there's more out there for you?
Oh, without a doubt. The horizon looking very bright to me, and it's kind of one of the things where like I know what was done and I know what works. And I know what I have to do more, and if that makes sense. Like I know how hard I worked before. I know how much I have to do more in the right and the smarter way to reap even more in terms of success. So.
How's that a different feeling now than maybe after some of the seasons that you had in the past where it didn't go as well?
Yeah, no, it is different. It's a better feeling. to know it's almost like I have the game plan now, and I know how to execute the game plan. So it's a lot more clear, if it makes sense. It's a lot more clear in regards to what I have to do and how I can benefit the team and what's my position, what's my job, and my role for the team.
Sounds like they're making a. Go ahead, Bucky.
When you came here to Detroit last year, did you have any feeling at all that your career might be on the line? This might be your make or break season in the National Football League?
Hindsight, if that makes sense, yeah, it was in my back of my mind, but it wasn't really something that that worried me, if that makes sense. It didn't really worry me, but it was more so I understand how the game works. You know, it's not knowledge under the bridge. You know, it's obviously things that everyone knows, and yeah, it was in hindsight. It really was. So.
They are making I guess a small schematic shift this year. Dan's talked about it a little bit more, 4-3 and versus the 3-4. I guess how much joy does it bring you that you're going to be dropping back less in coverage?
That means a lot. It does. It really does. But at the same time, I don't care if we miss season and we got to switch it again or something. Just like my same message last year to the coaches was, whatever you want me to do, I do. And that's kind of what that's how I feel to this day. You know, whatever it is we have to do to win, all right, let's sign me up. You know, let's do it. And hopefully that's just beneficial to all the guys. I know that it will be because the coaches, I trust them. They trust us as players. The place is all in the right position per se last year. And also in other stints that they also done. I've been with other teams. And I know without a doubt they'll do the same thing this year. I know they won't do anything to jeopardize nothing, or they want to win. You know, and that's the thing about the organization. We want to win. We're hungry, and we're going to grind and have the grit to make it happen.
Trey's time obviously has come to an end here, and I know you've got probably the utmost faith in your teammates. But if this team goes out and adds another edge rusher, a lot of talk about maybe very early in the draft. How much would you embrace, I guess, getting a little bit more juice in that room from a top prospect?
Hey, competition breeds greatness. That's what it is. The best man plays. That's how it is. And it don't matter who's in the room with or without. Competition breeds greatness. So if we all scratching for the number one position, number two position, whatever you want to call it, the best man's going to show up day in and day out. And that's what you need to be great, you know, every team.
You mentioned you have the proof now on the field that you can make it at this level, and you need to continue to grow. So what's the plan? What's this offseason? What are you focusing on to make sure you continue to grow from here?
Yeah, I mean, really this offseason, I think one of my main things is bulking up a little bit more. Now we're going like more 4-3 base, you know, hands down, all that kind of stuff. So just bulking up a little bit more and really perfecting my craft. You know, continue to work my craft, pass rush. I've been working with my trainer down in Atlanta. Also doing some other things on the side to help benefit me on the field. Not exactly football specific, but you know, it helps in another way, if that makes sense. And just really perfecting my craft and really studying more film. I think that's the biggest thing, is mentally being prepared for the game before the game even starts. So really learning the game even more deeper. And I know Shep is he told us at the end of last year that, you know, when we come back, you know, next year, whoever's in the room, they're going to have to know the whole playbook. And there's every position and things like that. So that's what I mean by, like, mentally being prepared. So knowing defense in and out. You know, if it's things that we didn't change from last year, okay, cool. But still knowing them things in and out. So.
Is there a specific person that you model your game after that you're going to go back and watch some of his film?
Yeah, so recently I watched the AFC Championship. That was a game that I watched per se as being like one I had to study. And this offseason, I definitely watched Chandler a lot more, and Marcus Golden, obviously Vaughn, and those are some of the guys that I've really been watching a lot more in terms of like what they've done this past year. So.
Did you drop weight to play that 3-4 linebacker?
Yeah, drop, but more so like maintain. If that makes sense. Like I didn't want to grow more, I didn't want to lose more or lose any. But I knew how I should feel when I was dropping, if that makes sense. Like I knew I couldn't carry a lot to be moving how I wanted to move. So yeah, I just played around my weight a little bit last year.
So what did you play at last year, and what are you, I guess, hoping to kind of be at this year?
Yeah, so I came into camp last year, if I can recall, like around 255, and then I dropped down to about 250 and maintained about 248, 250 throughout the season. End of the season, about 245, 248. But yeah, trying to do the same thing, coming this year around 252, and then just maintain 250 solid throughout the whole year. So.
Trading coverage drop to more edge setting?
Exactly. So, yeah, that's it.
Actually, one other thing.
Yes.
As a veteran player in the league, you've seen a lot of things. What do you make of this offseason with the trades of quarterbacks, 150 mil for air, that type of thing? But just as a player in the league, what is your view of that? What's it been like just to watch all that happen around you?
Yeah, I mean, guys are getting what they, what they put in, that makes sense. And it has been a lot of transactions, especially the quarterback position. And it's interesting. I don't think it's ever really been times like this in a while. But yeah, no, it's exciting. Exciting guys, getting what they're owed. That makes sense. And it's a blessing to them. And I'm happy for them, rejoicing for them as well. When other players get more and more, and we all gonna get more and more. So that's kind of how it works.
Kind of asked you this indirectly, but did you leave anything on the table money-wise to be back here? I mean, do you feel that way at all? Like sacrifice a little bit of earning power to be in a spot where you're happy?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Charles, just to bring up the past briefly here, do you maintain contact with Coach Brian Flores in any way?
I wouldn't say that either. Yeah. No.
And Charles, just from hearing you, Tracy, and Alex, it seems like there's a sense of loyalty to the coaching staff and the organization. Like it's a common theme. Like, what is it that makes that unit in that locker room so special for you guys? Like, feel like we got to run it back because unfinished business has seemed like the common theme throughout the entire past couple of weeks.
No, it really is, and it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. It's just something that and like I said, the message that Dan came in, he preached to us. Same message that Brad came down as a GM and preached to us as a team. It's just something that all the guys were kind of like, just we on board with you, and we're gonna ride the ship, no matter which way it goes. And the same message was preached throughout the entire season. It didn't matter how we won, lost. It didn't matter what it was. It was the same message every single time. And I think what's really interesting is that we were such a young team last year. When I say we practice, like we practice, day in and day out, we practice. And, Coach obviously had his times where he, backed off a little bit, whatever the case may be. And he knew how to rev it back up. He challenged everyone, to give their all every single practice. And I think, like I said, the foundation has been laid. I think that's without a doubt. And when guys want to be a part of something, that's special and that's different and that's uniquely in itself, being built, like you want to be part of something that's being built versus something that's already built. Walk in and just make your bed and lay down. You want to be a part. You want to be the mason. You want to be outside building something brick by brick and sit back and look at your project. That's just me personally, but I think that's what is the desire that everyone has. That we want to see this thing, come to light and see Coach Dan, his vision and Brad his vision, the Ford family vision. We want to see all that come to light, and I think that's what's really creating our loyalty. Is we know the history of this team, we know the history of the city, and we're tired of that. We're tired of the negative part, and we're trying to bring the positive.
Yeah, when Romeo and Trey were battling some stuff last year, that opened the door for you to have these opportunities. Opened the door for Julian as well. What have you seen from him in terms of growth? What do you think the ceiling is there with Julian?
I don't think it is a ceiling, honestly. And I think that's something that Shep tells him all the time too. And Shep always tells him, like, I'm hard on you, but I believe in you. And that same thing that Shep was telling him, the same thing I was telling him, the same thing Trey was telling him, the same thing Rome was telling him. It's like, we all believe in you. We all know you got the talent. And I think he proved that. He showed that this year, what he possessed and his qualities and his attributes. And his ceiling, I don't think it is a ceiling, honestly, in terms of how hard he can go, how hard he can play. He just got it. He really does. He got it.
Thanks, Charles.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks.